is going to decide that.
Hey, hold on.
All right. We got a record of it now.
Yes.
Got
Welcome
it.
to Over 50, starting over, everyone. I'm Barry Edwards. This is a special Christmas episode.
I gotta get a beer.
We're off to a great start, completely disorganized. Dan entered the fray and everything went south. So I'm Barry Edwards, and we're joined by Dan the Fireman of notoriety from a couple of weeks ago, and also special guest JT Croy, who didn't know that he made quite an appearance a couple of weeks ago as well. How you doing, JT?
I'm doing great, Barry. Thank you for having me on. Finally, yes. I got to tell you, I got a bone to pick though.
What's that?
This is season 5, and this is my first appearance along with Dan. I think we should have been in like season 1.5 or right around season 2.
We were ironing things out along the way.
Yes.
But Dan's debut worked out perfectly because of all of his life things that were going on this year. New grandbaby. Look at him pouring that beer. What is that great Christmas ale? Is that Christmas ale, buddy?
I thought we're all going to have Christmas ales during this podcast today.
JT's had a lot of Christmas ales here lately. I found this Market Garden Festivus.
For the rest of us.
Yeah. Figure what the heck? That's different.
What is it?
I don't like it really, but I'm picky. I'm a light beer guy. The Christmas ale, I think, is better. What was I going to say about that?
I just texted Allie and I asked her to bring me up another one because doing my show prep, I already went through my first
one.
Really?
I have a bucket with a few on ice over here. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
I'm gonna run every few minutes 5 feet or so back to the refrigerator and grab a cold one.
Dude, don't worry. With that echoey speaker thing going on, you're going to sound the same from the kitchen.
That's such a pro move, dude. Keeping a bucket of beer right next to the microphone. This is my first podcast. I never would have thought of that.
I can't go running around like that.
It's a pro move.
All right. So our intention here is we wanted to just have some fun and celebrate, let everybody get in the Christmas spirit with us, but also we wanted to introduce our friendship with JT, how that evolved, how our friendship has evolved between the three of us. And in spirit of 050, how JT is the one that said this the other day to me. He goes, how'd you say it? But you're like, how we kept the idea of play in mind. Our relationships have evolved. We've matured over time, but we never lost the idea of play, of having fun and being silly. And boy, are we're pretty silly. So, with that, I want to just hit my first, because I have intermittent Christmas questions, trivia, if you will. Most of these are right off the top of my head. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Before we get into it, I wanted to say something. I almost interrupted you, but I didn't want to keep interrupting. But Barry, I just want to say this. This whole podcast thing, like when you started this, I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of weird. But I got to tell you, like, I'm proud of you about this. Yeah, well, I'm just proud of you about this podcast. It's so well done.
Thank you, dude.
5 seasons in. I've listened to a few of them, and I just think you do a great job. So I'm happy for you on this whole podcast thing, and I'm honored to be on it.
Here.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah. Guys, that's too much. Thank you. Because I went on your
website as well today, and you had there's a guy, Tim, on there, wrote a really nice review. I don't know if you know him.
Yes,
or what, but it was a really nice review.
We have several reviews that are just like, I don't know if we deserve all that, but thank you so much. Mm-hmm. We do, in the spirit of the podcast, try to be both fun and educational within our age group. And the charm is with in our regular shows, it's with chemistry between Merle and I. And so we just come up with several topics and we riff on them from there. And boy, do we have a good one coming up for you in 2 days on Friday. And I'm not going to say anymore. I'm not going to ruin it. It's Merle's got a lot going on, and I think it's going to be a pretty emotional one. And I'm really looking forward to it. Now, with that, I was thinking, so in our special of a couple of weeks ago, Dana and I talked about how we met. And if you want to look that up, guys, go to over50startingover.com, and somewhere close to the midsection of the page, you'll see a button for all episodes, and you can find it from there. That's the easiest way to do it. And so Dan and I met in 2002, after a couple of months after I had a fire. He's a fireman. And then I was trying to put the story together. I was thinking the last couple of days, JT and I know you and I met in a networking group. It had to be about 1998, if you can believe that. I was going through life events and putting it all together. So we met a few years before Dan and I even.
So I remember, for some reason, I don't remember a lot of stuff going back. it becomes a blur.
Yeah, you and Keith Richards.
Yeah, I remember it pretty specifically. It was probably summer or fall of 2000. Because I had just started my job in June of 2000. I knew nobody in Cleveland, and I was in sales in Cleveland. Okay. So I joined the networking group probably maybe August to October, and that's when I met you. Okay,
so then I would have had already just moved to University Heights, because I was living in a loft downtown prior to that, and right. I thought that's what I was putting together. I thought I was still in that loft downtown, but I had to be in University Heights by the time.
You had gone out on your own, started your own business, and you were hustling.
Okay, there we go. Well, that's pretty interesting. And with that, I wanted to share a few pictures with you, which, because of the frantic nature of my irresponsible friends giving these to me at the very last minute, these are in no particular order. I really tried. This is this is early on in. Okay, so I should say
house.
It is, and so this was 2010. Okay, 11 years ago, and but I have stuff with us from earlier pre-lease. I tried to leave out all the other previous girlfriend stuff. I think that's insensitive. So anyways, it comes and goes, and God only knows what I really have in here. I'm not really sure. I have some stuff in the way, so I can't turn the picture at the moment.
I would like to interject and say two things on that picture. Look at the chops that I'm sporting. I mean, those things are way past my earlobe. That's crazy.
How long was that phase, by the way?
I don't remember it, but it was for quite some time. And then the other thing The other thing I remember is we were driving Lisa nuts with the red wine on a white carpet.
That wall-to-wall white carpet. We're all drinking a lot of red wine, and we didn't spill a drop the entire time.
No, it was unbelievable. That must be a record.
And for some reason, our wives and girlfriends all get along and approve of us as well, which is kind of amazing.
Are you talking on this night or...
Just in general. Oh, this is a blast of the past. Back to Greece here.
Yes.
I'll pull up more of Greece on that website in a minute, but that's one of those. That's a 2006er right there.
Look at that massive bottle of, I don't know what that is.
That's probably that's wine. That looks like wine.
Gosh, that's a giant bottle.
I don't remember that bottle at all.
That's the place with the ass glasses. Remember, those glasses smelled like ass.
I think that was in Mykonos, actually.
I get Mykonos and Santorini mixed up all the time.
Yeah.
But we'll go through more of that. And what a great place to explore Greece. This is the air show that we went to, which is 2010 or 11, something like that. And
that is
same.
That's at a friend of yours, Barry. I remember they lived downtown.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
And right at the moment, their names are slipping my mind at the moment. This is January 2010. I think that's at Lisa's again. It's a nice scarf I got there.
Yeah, it looks like it's handmade. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, the last podcast I saw, Dan was repping that scarf in Barcelona.
Oh, well, I got a little story about this. Oh, this is back to the party at Lisa's house. Yeah.
About right.
back to the scarf again for a moment. Lisa had a great story about the night Lisa and I met. Dan, you and I go to the Rocky River Wine Bar in Rocky River, right. And for Cupid is Stupid night, Valentine's Day. Yeah. Correct. And from Lisa's point of view, she's like, so I see these two guys walk in, and she goes, with the one, I'm like, who's the poet over there? Because Dan's got this scarf wrapped around him and stuff like that. And she goes, she goes, I kept watching these guys, and they're kind of leaning up against the wall. One of them's got their like leg up against the wall and all that. And they're like they own the place or something, but they just keep laughing. And it's not like just laughs. It's like throw your head back laughs, both of them. Yeah. And it's like, so no matter what, they were going to have the best time there. And that was the beginning of that. From then, her and I kind of locked eyes a little bit, and I did an end around. I saw somebody I knew behind her, so I went and started talking to him. Then I went and started talking to her friend that Lisa was sitting next to, whose name is Lisa. And that's how I infiltrated.
So I have a question.
Yes,
about
go
that.
ahead.
So you guys met shortly after the fire episode, met up at a bar, like playing the pool. Like how much did you guys hang out before it really took off?
Oh, the night we met, we were like instant best friends.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd say right up the get-go.
Because I remember like at the networking thing, Barry, I had known you for a few months, and you're like, hey, we should go out and get a beer sometime. I'm like, yeah, I got nothing else to do. Let's go. Oh. And we went out. I think we met up a couple times, had some beers. It was cool. And then I don't know, maybe you left that networking group or I left it. I don't know if we bumped into each other, or maybe one of us just emailed each other and said, hey, let's meet up. And I think once we met up after that initial meetup, I think that's when it was a regular thing.
See, I can't remember how that went either, but it seemed to me that we hit it off pretty soon, very well as well. And I thought we were both in that networking group for a while.
Probably at least a couple of years.
Totally remember. But you know what I do remember is if you were at this particular networking event, that particular meeting, I was coming home from this meeting on September 11th, 2001, coming home from our networking meeting when I was listening to the radio and the first plane hit the tower.
Oh, wow.
Where were you when that happened? Because
I remember I was chasing money, driving downtown Cleveland to a restaurant to get a guy to give us a check who was late paying. He was late paying, because I'm the enforcer of the company. And this guy wouldn't pay us. I was driving down and then I think it was the Howard Stern show is when I heard it.
Yeah.
Baba Booey came in. So
you missed that particular meeting. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
Because I remember that's where I was coming home from, but that was wild. And so then it was a year later, September 11th, thinking when I met Dan, less than 6 months later, I'm guessing off the top of my head, I met you. It was 2002, but it had to be, you said spring 2002 as we put it together, because by November 2002, we were in Spain.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I want to do, just to break it up for a minute, I want to do Christmas trivia. First one is, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Dan, you go first, because Barry, I'm going to email you a picture. I don't know if you
I don't have time to mess with that.
All right.
You can share the screen if you want, though.
Yeah. All right. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I would have to say my favorite Christmas movie is It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart.
I thought you were going to say Elf with, what's his name? The dude from SNL.
That's a good one, too. Will Ferrell. Anything with Will Ferrell is pretty good.
I just about 3 nights ago watched that movie for the first time, Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Wild movie, the racing car movie.
Yes.
That was all over the place.
Talladega Nights?
Is that how you say it? How'd I say it?
Talladega
or something.
Talladega. I don't know. It was pretty good. It just kept like, where is this movie going to go? Where is it going to stop? Because it just kept going and going and going.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
in circles like a NASCAR race.
So, but I know I'm skipping around a lot, but with our friendships here is like, I don't remember JT when you first met Dan, but
I remember it specifically.
Oh, then tell us.
All right. So you had called me. You're like, "Hey, Feast of the Assumption. I'm going to meet up with my buddy Dan." And
give me a year. About.
So if you guys went to it was probably post Barcelona, I'm guessing. And I had heard Dan's stories a few times. I'm like, okay. So I don't know, maybe 2002, 2003. I'm guessing.
Sure.
Maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe, let's say 2004. You said, hey, let's go to the Feast of the Assumption, Little Italy. Let's drink some beers. My buddy Dan's going to be there, the fireman. And then it was either Bruce or Tony, I think, were there. Maybe both of them. I don't know. And then so I roll down there. I see you. You introduced me to Dan. You were super cool. And Tony or Bruce or whoever. And I think we just drank some beers. I didn't stay long. But I do specifically remember like it was like the Barry, Tony, Dan street corner, drinking beers, just talking to everybody walking by the streets, which by the way is thousands of people on the Assumption.
Yeah.
It was like you were holding court on that spot.
Dan and I, our early days, we were on fire. And Dan, are you okay? You are with us. What I always remember though, like I'll never forget, is JT, you and I go out. You come out to Coventry by me and we go up to that upstairs bar that hasn't been there in years.
Which would have been early 2006, I think.
I know it would have been, if not 2005. It was, we only had a few months. But I said, JT, Dan the fireman and I, we said we're going to go to Greece. You want to go? You're like, I'm in. It was just like that. And then you backed up and you said that you backed up and said, but wait a minute. I just got to check on something or another. Your Cozumel trip, I think. Even back then you went.
Okay. Yep.
You do this annual Cozumel thing and you go, but I'm 90% sure I'm in. But I always remember that. And then I called Dan and that was a really big deal. And
because Dan, I mean, you and I had hung out maybe 2 or 3 times or several times. We always had a good time.
Right.
But we weren't close. Like we could hang, but like we weren't like.
But Greece solidified that. You guys became real close.
Then it was game on.
JT, I didn't get anything from you about a favorite Christmas movie.
Can you help me? Can you give me the screen and I'll show you?
Oh, that's awesome. Sure. And go right ahead. You go right to share screen.
Okay.
Where did Dan go?
I don't know what happened. I'm here, but I'm looking at the screen and I'm frozen in time from like 10 minutes ago.
That's a shot of your house, isn't it?
That's right. So, and on our second floor in the window in the center, we've got the leg lamp because Christmas Story is a classic.
Yeah,
of course. And then we have the cardboard.
And that's an authentic leg lamp, by the way.
Yeah, bought from the Christmas tree or the Christmas Story house.
Yeah.
And because I lived in Tremont for 15 years, that's where it was filmed.
And you still own a house there.
Still have the Airbnb, but the leg lamp came with us down in the country. And our neighbors see it from like 800 feet away because we live way off the road. And they're like, oh, we love that leg lamp. So that's awesome. That's my front window.
All right, give me the screen back, please, JT.
I don't think so.
Well, I'm trying to buy time for
I have
Dan.
some stuff that I want to show.
Oh, well,
no,
go ahead.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I wish you did.
There it is.
Okay, and back to this and see where this takes us because it skips around a little bit. Let's see. We got that's still the same night.
That's the Wine Fest.
Yes, the Wine Fest. My eyes are already closed. And this is a beautiful one of 2011.
That's not my 40th. No, it's not my 40th.
That was your 40th birthday.
No, because then that would make me way too old right now. It had to be like maybe 43rd or something. I think it was a surprise party that Allie threw for me, and that was at the Treehouse.
And I think in the background, that's Nikki. Isn't that Nikki in the background? Over your left shoulder.
I don't know who that is. It
Really?
I don't.
I would have
know.
said that's her as well. I've only met her.
I don't know. But I think I remember that. Like, I was like, Dan, I've got to go. I've got to go. And you're like, you just come here right now.
All right, guys, you remember this? I do.
I do. Yeah.
Tackle the
Tower.
This was, Tackle the Tower. We did that for some years, which is racing up at that time, it was the Galleria steps, which are 37 floors, as I recall. And trying to see how fast you could do it. We're raising money for the Ronald McDonald House. Basically, all we were doing is trying to give us a goal of something to do in February. And but that was a good thing. They stopped doing it a few years back. So that's kind of a drag. But the first time we did it, remember the stairs were so dusty, they didn't clean them, and we were just coughing up along all day.
Yes.
After that. So we would always... I'm sorry. Go ahead, JT.
So going back through all of my pictures, like when I was looking for those old pictures, I went through a period of like 2 or 3 years where'd Dan go?
I know. Dan, what the hell, man?
What years were those? I don't remember that.
So I went through like 2 or 3 years where I was videoing everything. I had one of those little flip cameras.
Right.
So this is, and I compiled a lot of like little 3-minute, 4-minute videos. And I had one it's nice video of when we did Tackle the Tower, when I was doing it with you guys. I think the first time, and Sherry Garrett was with us. So I don't know if you, I don't know if you want to post a link. It's not that good. It's fun to watch.
You documented it.
Yeah,
I remember that. In fact, did you do the video the whole way up the stairs?
Part of it, but at prep, running up the stairs at the top and then walking out. It was nice.
Hey Dan, where's your video, dude?
I don't know. It said something like my CPUs or something are affecting the video quality. I don't know what that means.
It's not like your audio's making up for it. I mean, my God.
Can we pause, edit, and then maybe have him log?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, it's nice to resurrect Dan. It's like the second coming here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what we were talking about before all that debacle happened?
Famous Christmas movies. Favorite Christmas movie.
Right. And JT, did you want to share? Oh, you shared the screen and then the leg lamp.
Elf
Gotcha. You know, so I should chime in on that. And I don't really think I have a particular fit. You know what? I'd have to go with Die Hard. The first Die Hard.
That's a good movie.
It's a great movie, dude. It revolutionized the action movie.
Yeah.
Because for the first time, your hero wasn't like standing up on a big rock shooting, 30 guys and not getting shot. It was more realistic. This guy was afraid, and then he kind of got his act together and persevered. It revolutionized the action industry movie.
Can I know we're probably already short on time, but I have to add this factoid about Die Hard.
Good.
If you start Die Hard at a certain perfect time on New Year's Eve at say 10 o'clock something, then when the ball is dropping, Hans Gruber also drops from the building at the end of the movie.
What a piece of useless trivia that is.
But wouldn't you want to have that in the background of your New Year's Eve party? I think that would be
or
great.
you could just pause your video and wait till the ball drops and let it go.
So fun.
All right, so this is your wedding out in May. Yeah, so this obviously must be the reception, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and then we got, this is at your wedding. I don't know when this took place, but because how long were you guys there? I was only there like 2 days. And this is at Camp Vega in Maine. Nobody knows what we're talking about.
This was probably the day before the wedding.
Yeah, we were there we were there, I think, solid 4 nights.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. And this is, Vega 2013. Again, some reason, No, I don't. I can't place when that was. What was going on at that
that
time?
looks like it was at the reception. And
That
just a
is
quick correction, Barry. It's Camp Vega. I just don't want you getting
Oh.
hate mail from your listeners or people that listen to this
Dude,
podcast.
that's all right. They tuned out 10 minutes ago.
I think Vega is that constellation that Jodie Foster went to in Contact.
All right.
And this is from the wedding. So I got a few.
Actually, I'm sorry, it is not.
Yeah,
but it's
Blue
wedding
Point.
related. It's at Blue
is
Point, and this is when Allie and I asked Dan to officiate our wedding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Blue Point. What a great place, man. I got to
Yep.
make it back there.
I had proposed down at Topsail Island, and we were down there. We came up, we met up with Dan and Janine a couple days later and asked them.
And that's Dan officiating the wedding itself.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, and that was fantastic. Yeah, I don't remember what the
Dan was very nervous, by the way. I remember that.
Oh,
When
that
we
was
were
the name
talking,
of that picture.
You were extremely more nervous than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because when you actually did it, you didn't come off that way at all. You came off very professional.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. But
Without a hitch.
I knew that Allie's mom especially was very concerned about a professional wedding.
Well, you were very professional.
Allie's mom had heard many stories over the years about Dan. And then when we said, well, Dan is going to marry us, actually, she said, what? That guy?
Yeah, I understand. I understand the trepidation.
So then another very nice man who was at our wedding, who was friends of theirs, just also happened to be a minister. So we always say that she did bring a backup minister.
I remember that.
The backup plan.
Yeah.
But Dan hit a home run.
Thank you, Jason.
I know we're gonna go all over the place here as far as these pictures go, but at the moment we're at Seafood Fest, which is, JT, you and I talked about how we wanted ideally to kind of lay this out as how we partied on kind of crazy earlier on, and it morphed and evolved into more adult things. Like, I think Seafood Fest is a perfect example of people in our age group should be looking to do. And because we'd come out to, over the last 5 years or whatever, come out to your place, which is gorgeous. You orchestrated yourself and you bought a golf course. You bought an old golf course, and with a lake, JT's got his own lake. I like to think we have our own lake. I'm trying to get to a couple of pictures, and then you built the house on it. So you stayed in the club, the old golf clubhouse for several years while you guys were putting together your house, and it just has become the best. And it's way out in the middle of nowhere, Ohio.
45 minutes south of Cleveland.
Yeah, well, it might as well be 3.5 hours. That's what it feels like.
From University Heights, yes.
Yeah, so it's a whole lot of fun going out there. It's my favorite time of the year, and these are some pictures from it. I know most of you listen. I know most of you tuned out a while ago, but this is the old clubhouse right here, if you're looking at it, and this is where we set up the tables and things like that for Seafood Fest, where we partake in various amounts. How do you describe it? As a seafood broil. And we throw that all out on the table. It's really amazing. We go out kayaking into the lake. We do all kinds of stuff. We split a beer or two. Keep it light. And
looks like there's 8 bottles of wine on that table right there.
Giant martini.
Yes, we partake with the doggies in the water. A whole lot. We kayak, and it goes into the evening. A lot of us spend the night, and I never leave until I get officially kicked out by the cops.
Yeah. So if anybody out there wants to do a seafood boil, the key is go to Costco. You get however many pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds of lobster, 10 pounds of Alaskan king crab.
That's so cost prohibitive these years.
It is. No, if you do it with the snow crab's still good. But if you want to go all out, because hey, we're 50 At this point in our lives, we have a little bit more money than we did at 25.
Hopefully.
So there you go. You get the king crab, and then you get the 10 pounds of lobster. You put it all in there, and it's game on.
Oh, here's another chapter.
That.
Yeah, it's a whole nother chapter.
Wow.
So what years are we talking about
this
here?
Is 2008, 2009.
Yeah, that's Whiskey. That's Whiskey Island, the beach down there.
And we used to all play volleyball together.
Yep.
Correct.
And we had a good team for a little while there.
Have you ever talked about the Garretts on this podcast? Because they've been in many of these pictures.
Yeah, there's Michael. That's Michael.
Yeah,
that's
they're some of the most interesting people we know.
And they moved.
Why they hang out with us, I have no idea.
Well, they don't anymore. They moved to Luxembourg.
Right.
Yeah, can't hang with them.
Yeah, they couldn't move far enough away.
Now this drags us right in. Like I said, we're going to go back and forth. I didn't have time to put these on in order the way I wanted to. So another interesting chapter or two of our lives is we used to do this amazing 4th of July in Dan's neighborhood for years. And this went on in the neighborhood. Let's just talk about this for a moment. But this went on in the neighborhood for years where in it's now Gordon Square. Back then it was not. And it grew into this kind of phenomenon where they would all buy everybody in the neighborhood would cooperate, hose down the streets with fire hose, purchase all of these professional fireworks and set them off. And it was the biggest party. Like, everybody in the neighborhood was in on it. But it got to the point where people from neighborhoods from miles away started coming to these things. Yeah. And Dan, how did that last night, the last one end up?
It ended up bad.
Fights, as I recall.
There were so many people here
that was in 2010 or 11.
2010.
Yep.
That this from sidewalk to sidewalk, okay, and then including the street right between the sidewalks was just mobbed with people, elbow to elbow. It was
dangerous. There were fireworks going off all over the place. It really was. Yeah. We got out of there as soon as as soon as it turned, you felt it.
Right. It was very dangerous. And then
it's Dan and I smoking cigars there earlier in the day.
Yep. And then a lot of people were there that just aren't.
Lisa and I, Beirut going on in the background already. Yeah.
But that was the problem. You had a lot of people that just didn't live there. And that was that. But yeah, there's Irby.
And again, I'm sorry. I just threw things in sometimes. And Lisa gave me this last minute. And this is Irby at our rental house. He came over. This was not too long ago. And Irby passed away just a few months ago. It's very sad. Jeez, dude, you didn't know that?
I didn't.
Oh, I thought JT knew that.
And it's food fest.
Now, JT, you just broke up totally. You're gone. You got bad connection, JT. Give it a second. So this is Dan back at the 4th of July event again. Look, I think you're about to drink a bunch of salad dressing.
Looks about right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good, JT. Okay, you're good. What were you going to say, dude? Oh, about JT, about Irby.
Oh, he was at Seafood Fest. He was at Seafood Fest as well.
He actually made our last Seafood Fest. And that's saying something because it was a very tight group and always intended to remain that way. So he made a tight list there. Lots of fun. And we didn't have it last year due to COVID. Mm-hmm. I certainly hope that's Dan likes to feed me a lot. And I hope that we get back to Seafood Fest. JT, look at JT's face right here.
I remember that picture.
Remember that? This is the first time I've seen that picture since maybe ever.
Yeah.
Lisa gave that to me. And this I included for one reason only, not because I love that beautiful dog and don't know who he is, but because, Dan, look at how beautiful your doors are.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that must have been freshly painted.
Yeah, so you might want to think about doing that again as you are going to be retired in the spring.
Right.
Here's another thing. For 20 years.
Yeah.
I've been wanting.
God, those are beautiful.
I know what you're going to say,
years.
Barry. I know what you're going to say.
Door handles.
Door handles.
Oh, I replaced those door handles years ago, Barry. I can't believe you don't remember that.
I got to tell you, I don't remember that because you crack your knuckles into those door jams right there.
I got regular door handles now. I've had them for years.
Well, I don't know if you've had them for years, but okay, if you say so.
I've had them for years.
All right. Yeah. Well, one thing I realized I didn't have on here that I had in Dan's broadcast there a couple of weeks ago was JT's bachelor party, and we did a good job of that. We talked about. I had some pictures of us on bikes and stuff.